Jill's laughing at me.
Welcome back to At Home. Come on in and watch our show.
Welcome back for our next adventure in the kitchen. So far this week, we've done bread, pizza, dog treats, and...
My 3 food groups. Those in a row.
Yeah, bread, pizza, and dog treats. It's all he eats. It's all, you can't put them down. Okay, so we did notice though at the grocery store earlier this week that one thing that was there, even when it seemed like all the other veggies were gone, garbanzo beans, aka chickpeas, were there. And we also always have a couple of cans of chickpeas anyway, so we thought, let's use that.
So of course, hummus was the first thing that kind of comes to mind.
Automatic.
So we thought, we saw a recipe for a kind of an out-of-the-box type of thinking, a peanut butter hummus. A lot of people have peanut butter left over in their cabinet as well, so we decided, step 1, let's make a snack out of some of the beans, because they usually come in a 4-pack. You can buy multiple cans, and they're very cheap, very nutritious, packed with protein, and so it's a great snack for sure. So we're gonna do twofold on this one. One is gonna be the snack.
And then we're gonna make more of your entree, and we're gonna make chickpea nuggets. Not chicken nuggets, but chickpea nuggets. It's really interesting recipe.
Chicken, they're close.
So
and they're gonna look close too.
Chicky nuggies still works. The name Chicky Nuggies.
How old are you?
We're gonna make chickpea nuggets out of them, which is gonna be interesting. And I think this could be really good. If they turn out okay, I think this could be great because it's Lent. So a lot of people are looking for, you know, no meat meals, meatless meals. And also meatless movement is just catching on big time out there. It's a big trend. People are going vegan or just trying to cut back on their meat consumption, and this lets you do both.
Honestly, maybe just something different, because I think we always kind of search for that sometimes too.
Switch it up a little bit.
For sure.
We got you covered.
We're gonna make some hummus. We're gonna start with our can of chickpeas, a 15-ounce can, and pour it right into the food processor. Next, 1/3 cup of warm water. A clove of garlic. We have our minced garlic, and it's about a teaspoon for every clove, so we'll put that in there. Plus 1/4 tablespoon of salt. 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Jill, wasn't that the name of Popeye's girlfriend?
Yes, it was.
That's what I thought.
Terrible name. Don't name your children that.
Olive oil. We went the cheapo route, and we went with the calls for 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. Calls for 4 tablespoons of peanut butter. Now I know this is kind of unique, but that's why we chose this recipe. We figured that most people have some peanut butter on hand mixed with the chickpeas to make this interesting hummus. A blender can be used if you don't have a food processor at home, unless you want to spend a few hours with your hands. Probably go with a food processor or a blender. Now that all the ingredients are in, we're going to blend until it's smooth. We have to make sure to kind of cut it down. If it still looks a little too thick, you can add some warm water to it to kind of blend it down to make it into a dip-like consistency. So let's go.
When did you put this can of beans up here?
I have a feeling it's going to taste a little like peanut butter, but the recipe did say it was kid-friendly, and to get kids to eat things, you got to go pretty tasty. So we're going to try it here. A little blast from the past with our bread that we made the other day. I've toasted it in the toaster to make it nice and crispy because I felt like it would be perfect for this dip. Get a nice little bit. You can definitely taste the peanut butter within the hummus. It's not a spicy hummus per se. I know some people do make a more spicier hummus. This is way more mild, a lot more kid-friendly, but definitely something that I think the family will enjoy.
So we're gonna get started on our chickpea nuggets, and the first thing we're gonna do is put a 1/2 cup of rolled oats, regular oats will do, in your food processor or blender if that's what you're using at home. And we're actually gonna pulse those just a little bit to get them chopped up. Then we are going to add in a can of chickpeas or garbanzo beans. and we've strained them out already, but we're gonna use that liquid in just a second. So don't strain them and throw that away. We're gonna use that. First, put in your can of chickpeas, all right. A half of a teaspoon of onion powder. We're also gonna have a half of a teaspoon of garlic powder, a quarter of a teaspoon of cumin or cumin, a highly debated word on the internet. We have these lovely little ducks and salt shakers. Guess where the salt and pepper comes from? You guessed it. All right, dash of salt, dash of pepper. Then this is where the liquid from our chickpeas comes in. We're gonna add 5 tablespoons of this, and it's called aquafaba, not just chickpea juice apparently. We're gonna be actually shaping these into our nuggets. So a thick paste consistency will do, but it can still be a little chunky for texture because we are trying to, you know, pretend this is chicken. All right. It smells really good, which is weird because it looks terrible. Smells really good though. It'll be good in the end. It'll be good in the end. Don't judge it too quickly. Don't judge it too quickly. Up next, you're gonna have a whole cup of breadcrumbs. These are just the traditional breadcrumbs, not the Italian flavored ones or anything like that. Just traditional breadcrumbs. 1 cup goes into a bowl, along with a half of a teaspoon of our onion powder. And just kind of make sure that's blended up together. Great. And for my next trick, we're gonna make these into nuggets. So you're gonna scoop out a little bit of your chickpea mixture. I don't know, rounded tablespoon or so. And we're gonna put it in our breadcrumbs and roll that around. Put it in there. Make sure it's well coated. All right. And you know, make them into whatever shape you want. Mine will just be little nuggets. Just like that.
Any idea what you're dipping them in?
Ooh, that is a good question. What are we gonna dip them in? There's always ketchup, which I think a lot of people go for. I'm always like a honey or spicy mustard kind of gal. Honey mustard? Not honey.
Mustard.
Crazy. Yeah, so the recipe said this makes about 4 servings, and depending on how big a serving is to you, this made us 10 pretty good sized nuggets. I mean, these are much larger than your, some of these are a lot bigger than your traditional nuggets you might get at like a fast food place. Okay, so we've spritzed these each with a little bit of canola oil, just helps them crisp up a little bit better. We're gonna pop them into our oven that's been set at 350 for 20 minutes. And they won't get too dark, so we'll have to check on them at about the 20-minute mark and see how they're doing. Somebody thinks that we're making dog treats again, and they're gonna be sadly mistaken here in a second. But time is up on our oven. Let's see how they did. Feels like a solid nugget, much more solid than obviously when we put them in there. The breadcrumbs, still a little crumbly on the outside, but not bad at all. Okay, so we finished everything up, and you've already tried the hummus dip, which is pretty good.
Yes.
Not bad at all.
Definitely, if you want a little bit more flavor, maybe some salt, pepper, maybe even some Tony Sasheries would be pretty good. Some Cajun seasoning.
Not bad at all. Yeah, maybe something for a little bit of a kick of it. But if it's for kids, peanut butter hummus works out great.
Should be good for their palate.
But this is what I want to know about.
Yes, cooking in the kitchen has made me use big words like palate.
You're doing so well. This is what I want to know about, though. I want to know about these chickpea nuggets.
Chicky nuggets.
Chicky nuggets. Break it apart. Breaks
So
apart like a
I don't
chicken
know if you
nugget.
heard, yeah, I don't know if you heard the crisp. So it is still, despite it being, you know, there's a little grit left behind just because naturally it's not like it's deep fried to where everything would cluster together. There is a little residue left on your fingers, but there was still some crisp to it. As she broke it apart, you could hear the crisp.
Looks like a chicken nugget. I don't hate that at all.
It's interesting. It's definitely different from anything that I've had. It isn't to be confused with a chicken nugget at all. But you're able to dip it, so you're getting a little bit of the best of both worlds, so to speak.
Not bad at all. If you're trying to, you know, get in on the meatless movement, or maybe for Lent you need something to whip up on a Friday, this is not a bad option at all. We
have an air fryer, and we were considering using it, but we decided to go with the oven just because that is what the recipe called for. I think maybe in the air fryer it could crisp it up a little bit and could be a little bit more interesting too.
Possibly. If you have an air fryer at home, you can certainly use it too.
For sure.
But it turned out okay. See you tomorrow.